Otman Kuraja, Akuna Matata. Oh, yeah. Osare sare, olobale, ofine jale, owo male, origbaje, osase gbamula, ọmọlọpẹ jayé ẹ lọ. Osare sare, olọkàwé, ofine jale, owo male, origbaje, ofase gbadola, ọmọlọpẹ jayé ẹ lọ. Everyday na only, owó wa tó pọ̀. Everyday na only, owó happy, yeah. Everyday na only, owó wa tó pọ̀. Everyday na only, owó happy, yeah. This kind of shit. Akube, ìgbélé, akube, olówó ló ń jó. Akube, babaláyé ló ń jó. Akube, this kind of shit. Akube, ìjó eléyìí. Akube, big boys ló ń jó. Akube, sexy. Ìfẹ́ náà wọ́n láti ọmọ ayé kò pé dọ́ọ̀bù. Ọmọ tó ń sùn, ó yẹ kó bọ́ọ̀bù. Wọ́n láti ọmọ ayé kò pé dọ́ọ̀bù. Ọmọ tó ń sùn, ó yẹ kó bọ́ọ̀bù. Now we dey carry all the sexy ladies. Now we dey carry the most beautiful ladies. Oh no, naughty, no, naughty, no, no. Every damn day, me and my goose. We dey spend money like a politician. Anytime we dey for group, we dey set up money competition. Okay, let's pause it there. All right. So now today I'm going to be talking about the different types of clauses that we use in IELTS, that we can use in IELTS writing task 2. So I'm going to be specific about I'll narrow it down to adverbial and adjectival clauses. So usually we know that when we're talking about parts of speech, adjectives describe nouns. Yeah, they modify nouns, okay, and pronouns and noun phrases as well. But adverbs modify verbs. Yeah. So if I want to describe my handwriting, for instance, I can say I've got a beautiful handwriting. Yeah. So beautiful in that sentence is an adjective. And I can say I write beautifully. Yeah. So beautifully is an adverb because it's describing the way I write, not my handwriting. That's the difference, because a lot of people mix it up. So when you're writing in IELTS, what I've noticed is a lot of people, when they get to the exam hall, they just start writing. They don't think about what they're going to write. They don't plan it. When you get to the exam hall, you need like 5 to 7 minutes to sit down and actually process your thoughts. So you're supposed to like write a range of the figures of speech, the figurative expressions that you're going to use in your writing. So you're going to be marked based on your vocabulary, your range, your grammar and all those things. And the content, whether you're meeting the purpose for which the question was framed or not. I know a lot of people have got ideas, that's what I've noticed. But so many people don't have like a wide range of tenses that they use. They just use like simple present tense or simple continuous tense, or they use like past tense. So there are like over 12 or 13 types of tenses that you can use, and I have a whole video of that on YouTube. But today we're going to focus on clauses. So adverbial clauses are like groups of words that describe verbs. Okay, usually they have a subject and a predicate, and the whole group functions as adverbs in sentences. So you have different types of adverbial clauses. You can have adverbial clauses of time, of manner, of reason, of contrast, of place. You can have of effect, you can have of purpose, you can have of comparison. So I'm going to be giving you examples. Let's talk about the components of an adverbial clause. So you have subjects, predicates. Sometimes you have a subordinating conjunction. I'll explain everything. So subject is just a person or thing that does something in a sentence. So you can have he came home very late. He would be the subject. It could be a noun or a pronoun. In this case, he is a pronoun. You can have a cat crossed the street. Cat is a noun. Yeah. You can have small children can be hyperactive. That's a noun phrase. Small children. When you talk about predicates, a predicate just tells us what the subject does. So, for instance, if you have blessing laughed, laughed is the predicate, yeah, is the verb because it's telling us what blessing did, yeah. Blessing laughed happily. In that case, you have a verb and an adverb, yeah. So you have laughed happily is telling you how blessing laughed. It's telling you that blessing laughed, and it's also telling you how she laughed. She laughed merrily. She laughed heartily. So those are, blessing laughed like a little child. So laughed like a little child is a verb phrase. So those are that's a group of words that you know are trying to describe how blessing laughed. Okay. So you have conjunctions, they're just trigger words, okay? They're words that indicate time, place, manner, and condition. Um I'll give you examples. When you have when, after, before, until, since, well, once, as soon as, they're describing time, yeah? If you have because, since, so, they're describing reason. If you have if, unless, they're describing condition. And if you have more than, less than, they're describing comparison. And if you have although, even though, even if, well, they're all um conjunctions, okay, that are describing concession. Yeah. Now, um, if you have an adverbial clause that says like a little child, what kind of adverbial clause would that be? An adverbial clause of manner. If you have one that says see me in 2 days would be an adverbial clause of time. And if you have quite well, she did it quite well, that's an adverbial clause of what? Of manner as well. So however, when you're talking about adjectival clauses, there are clauses that describe a noun. For instance, if you say the piano, which was my grandmother's favorite, did not fit into the new apartment, so you have which was my grandmother's favorite is describing the piano, but the sentence can actually exist without that description. So you can have the piano did not fit into the apartment. So that's which was my grandmother's favorite is actually what? An adjectival clause. So you need to use this wide range of expressions when you're writing in IELTS task too, because they're going to mark your. It shows that you've got a good grasp of grammar, isn't it? Um, we have other types of clauses. We have we have other types of phrases. We have noun phrases and we have verb phrases. Okay, I've mentioned a few of them earlier. Um, Now let me show you how to use conjunctions in sentences, and then the whole group of words will be taken as an adverbial clause here. So you can have an example of like I stopped running when I saw my friend. When, okay, is a conjunction. So that's all. When I saw my friend is an adverbial clause of time. You can say I stopped running, and that will be it. Everybody will know the meaning of what you're saying. But by the time you're trying to describe the time you stopped running, it will be when I saw my friend. Okay, that's an adverbial clause of time. An adverbial clause of place, an example of that will say, wherever I go, I always see a McDonald's restaurant. So wherever I go would be an adverbial clause of place. I only watch TV if my favorite show is on. If is an adverbial clause of condition because it's telling you the condition under which you usually watch TV, isn't it? Adverbial clause of manner. It talked to me like I was a child. Okay. It talked to me like I was a child. So like I was a child is an adverbial clause of manner. That's how it talked to me. When you say as it was sunny, he walked to the park. As it was sunny is an adverbial clause of reason. As it was sunny. That's the reason why he walked to the park because it was sunny, isn't it? Now, when you have adverbial clauses of effect, you can have I was so tired that I couldn't stay awake. So, and that, okay, that I couldn't stay awake. You can say I was so tired. In fact, you can say I was tired, and the sentence will still retain its meaning. But when you say I was so tired that I couldn't stay awake, you're trying to use the adjective so. When you say that I couldn't stay awake, that's an adverbial clause because you're describing how tired, okay, you were. Of comparison, my brother is older than he looks, okay. Than he looks is an adverbial clause of comparison. So when you have adverbial clauses of contrast, you can say I enjoyed the meal though it was expensive. So that's adverbial clause of contrast, okay. um oh when we talk about adjectival clauses, just remember that they are trying to describe a noun or a pronoun, okay. But adverbial clauses are describing verbs or actions. Okay. So that's how to distinguish between them. Um I hope to do more videos like this. Some other time I'm going to talk about punctuation. I'm going to upload this video on YouTube as well. So those that have missed it can watch YouTube and all of that. Okay. Um See you next time. And if you have suggestions about things you would like me to talk about, feel free to drop your comments. Your suggestions will be welcome. My inbox is open. You can send me a mail. See you next time. Bye bye.